It was destructed. Mark use slot returns something that was destructed. Why did that return it? Acquire slot. Well, it's the second pipeline. It's pretty quick. Excuse me, second pipeline, and then that's printed even. And then we destruct this. Let's hope that even the heap pointers are the same every time. That would be nice. So that is the one in the middle here that is being destructed, highlighted and all. Let's run it again. And it is again the same one. You see that? It's exactly the same. Does it reproduce? And again. No, okay. Break. Declaration. Yep. Condition 1, this equals run. Yes, boing, and there we are. The destruction happens because we call this destroy at, which happens because destroy, org, destroy, dequeue something, destroy, erase at end, clear. Okay. Move assign. Oh. Assignment. I'm assigning to my dequeue. Seriously? That happens in frame 12. Frame 12. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Of course it happens there. That destructs stuff. Hello, Post Bunny. Yeah, well, they incremented the rate hike with 25 basis points as expected. So nothing really fancy happened. Although after that he remarked like that they were going to raise it again once or something like that. So it's a bit vague, you know. Certain stocks went up and down and up and down. Basically, the ones that I kept went down and the ones I sold went up. No, I don't know. It's I hate the stock market. I sold already on Monday because I was scared of what would happen. And of course, then they went up. The people are so crazy. I mean, banks fall over. Yes? So bank runs, 3 banks have been going down. What happens? People buy stocks. The stocks go up. So I sell, and then the date, this is the date of today, that a new rate hike would be announced, all the stocks go up again. Why? Well, because if banks fail, then the traders assume that the Fed would not be able to increase the rate again, because then existing banks would even get it even harder. But the world is upside down, if you ask me. Anyway, I always, I mostly guess that things that then indeed happen, but I always failed to conclude what the effect is on the market. So in this case, I had expected them to raise it 25 basis points and say that the banking system is completely safe. So... it's just an incident that those 3 banks collapsed, and there's no reason to worry. And that's what they said. But because he also said we're going to slow down a little bit, maybe one more rate hike, but then we're going to wait a little to see what the result is of the credit tightening or something like that, because of we don't know what to do yet, basically, he said. So we're going to wait a little bit to see what the effect is of all of this. So there's a little bit more cautious still. It's all very vague. And then certain stocks started to rally. I don't know. Already logged out, so I can't show a graph. And of course, the broker that I'm using had a huge lag. I tried to sell a stock, and it just didn't work. And then it went down. So if I would have sold it, let's say, I tried to sell it at 182 per stock, and then it went down to 180, and I couldn't sell it. So I would have sold it at 182. And then it went up again, way up, and I couldn't buy it. And then it went down again, and I thought, well, let's try to buy it at 182. So now, instead of selling it, I bought extra at 182. And then it went down again to 179. So it's random. And another stock was going up from 59 to 60. 61 even, I think. And then I went down again, and I was like, okay, I typed in, I want to buy it at 59. And then it went down 59, I think 58.9. 58.9. So a little bit below what I wanted to buy it at. But nothing happened. I didn't buy it. And then it went up again, all the way till 60, 60.5. And then finally, like many minutes later, literally, like I think 4 minutes after the point that it went below 59, I got a message that it was bought. So the broker that I was using was like lagging 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, what the... But I still had bought it. So I bought it at 59, and by the time I saw that I had bought it, it was over 60. So, okay, that was a gain of $100. But then it went down again. I don't know what it is now, but I saw it went down to 59.5, and it's probably going down again anyway. It's all random. I just should not have sold it. I sold it at 57 on Monday. So I just sold it at 57 and now bought it at 59. That's basically the thing that really happens. And that's my loss. $2 per stock. Okay, what do we have here? Yeah, I wanted to understand this. Okay, it's being distracted because I do this assignment here. And that is inside Randomize, so I don't think the old declarations should have any meaning at all. But just overriding them blindly is also not very good. I think a major question is why did this GQ have any declarations in it? At the moment I call randomize. It's just from the previous randomize was still in it. That should not be the case. It should not be the case. Mark to slot. Okay, so mark to slot. Oops. Oh, wrong button. This is returning something because this is returning something, acquire slot. And acquire slot is returning something because M slot owner is not empty. M slot owner of pipeline, I just have to reset all of that. My pipeline didn't get cleaned correctly. We call randomize on the same pipeline object. Hold on, I'm having vocals again here. What about I go to frame 19? See, I'll call randomize on the same pipeline object every time. And it's not cleaning itself. A dirty pipeline. Declarations, nope. P pipeline. What? Okay, we have a randomize here. No, we don't. kidding me, right? Call randomize on generated, which then just calls it on all the stages. Without cleaning mslot owner. So that's a problem. I'm just going to add this here. Randomize. Let's call that on the base class. Oh. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. So this calls the one on the base class, and then before I do that, I have to clear this one. I guess just fill it with all zeros. Only 0 is less than the number of slots. I think it works. At least we don't have a search anymore. So let's turn stuff off. Turn debug output off. Runs a little bit faster. Let's write it to a file. Yeah. Analysis. Put it to that file. It's a lot faster. Dear Post Bunny, shall I make a cup of tea for us? That is, I'll make tea and then you make tea too, but we pretend that I made the tea for the both of us. Oh, you're gonna say yes, right? So I'll do boiling water. Getting tea. Where's my tea? Did I not bring tea here? I already brought tea. Jukik. Yes, of course. I'm making Earl Grey. But if you want something else, then tell me and I'll make that for you. Okay, I guess this worked. Yeah, no asserts. Well, we have yeah, I have to continue with my sanity check. So this is now no longer asserting for randomize. That's pretty good. What else do we need to check? I'm getting the slot index of the current set index binding slot. What to check. Well, I should just press W or something like that. Could be it could be a little bit faster, I agree. The problem is that if I use, let's say, yeah, I don't know. Well, next time I press L or K, I'll tell you what I want to do, and then we experiment with other methods. Okay, so we're running over all the declarations, yeah? 1, 2, 3. What demands do we have? I have the demand that all the indexes, the shader resource, I don't know if it's an index. We have a shader resource, and within that we have a current shader resource. What the hell that is? Yeah, it's the value. I'll have to somehow get the value of S shader resource, no, of that object. A shader resource get value. That's what we need. Get value is accessor of the base class, and it is public. It's public, so I can just call get value on a shader resource. Now I forgot it again. Up and down lines like this. Well, my cursor going that, okay, let's say I'm here with my cursor and I want to go to this S here, okay? Then I'm looking at the S and I'm thinking about what I want to do. It gives me time to think. So I'm never waiting for it. Like, okay, so suppose I'm here, I want to go to that S and I already know what I want to do. I would probably type slots. Oh wait, not like that. I would probably like slots. And now I'm there. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of slots there, right? Or you could do, you know, yeah, you can always go there, try to go there faster, but then you have to think about what to type. Like brace close, J, and then W. That's a lot of W's. I don't know how many W's that are. I can just stand here and then start repeating W's, but then whap, overshoot, next line. I mean, that doesn't work. That's why I do this, then I don't overshoot. I can have a better visual feedback. Or, of course, I could, you know, let my cursor rest here and then count with my eyes, which, okay, that's a third S. Where's the 3? There, and the S is... oh no, I typed something wrong. F3S. No, it's not what I wanted. No, I won't say that, therefore it's slower. Why doesn't F3S doesn't work? F3FS, right? 3FS. Oh, so I missed these two S's. There's an S and there's an S as well. So I need 5FS, yeah. But before I counted all the S's and know where to jump to. I would already have been there, so I don't know. But yeah, if my repeat was faster, that would not have been a problem. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do that. I don't know how. How can you increase the key repeat in Arch? That wasn't helpful. Is xset works? Xset R rate delay repeat speed. Let me try this one. Now I have two things. Oh, delay as well. Well, I'll just have to test it, I guess. That is very fast. Maybe a little bit too fast. We try 200. Wait, that's even faster. 50. It's a number of repeats per second. Okay, how about 80? 75. That's nice. Let me try that. But now, if it go lines up and down, that might be way too fast. Oh no, that's reasonable. Still it's very fast. It's doable. You need a different repeat for. Yeah, this is too fast. Now I'm gonna overshoot the line immediately. Like, no, it's too fast. Vertically is too fast. Horizontally it might work. Yeah, zip, S. Zip, S. That works. But now I'm here. Oh, that's like no way. No way. Sorry, but that's too fast. I'll try 50. Yeah, it's still too fast. I don't know, man. I think for vertical it was already pretty good. I think my tea, wait, my water has boiled. Put it in. No, yeah, we are there. I'll be back. Okay, so I was here and get value returns. A shader resource. See, now I'm so scared about I'm so scared about the repeat speed that I'm gonna do. That I'm doing one character at a time. Okay. It's just a shader resource. No. Share resource index. Yeah, it's not working. Maybe I'm a bit too scared. I don't know. So, what does this get value return? Value. It's a bit vague. Yeah, the shader resource index, right? That's what it returns. Well, it is a way to force me to find the better VI key sequences. I could set the repeat speed at 0 or at infinite or something like that. And then when I'm here and I need to jump there, I cannot do this because it doesn't work. So then I will be like, I want to go there. I have to think about it. But then if you do it often enough, I might actually learn to do that and no longer use the repeat. But what was we are doing? So now I have the shader resource index, and the demand here is that every next one must be larger than the previous one. Yep, okay. So it is a vector index. And I must have something that is much larger than the previous one, yeah. It starts at 0. It's annoying, but I'm not sure we can... Well, we can just compare it. I think M value is signed, right? No, it's not signed. Ugh. So undefined is infinite. So we can use the default constructor. Now this is not working. Now I'm doing this. It's just too fast. I'll have to set it back to what it was. VectorIndex. Okay, so I can create a shader resource index outside this thing here. Let's call it the previous shader resource index. And then, yeah, it's not working. What is my normal repeat? It's not printing it. Arg. It's pretty damn slow. 20 is even faster than it was. Okay, now I am here. Okay, wait a minute. I'll tune it up to so it's good for vertical. The 100 is a little bit too fast. That's clear. Very. It immediately repeats. Maybe that is going to work. I'm not sure. It's still it's a bit too much. Let's keep it at 200. Or yeah, no, well, that's pretty fast. Pretty fast. 180, even worse. But okay. Let's do this. I think it's too fast. It's probably what it was, but well. Okay, does it work? Is my tea already good? Tea. So default constructor, this is undefined, and then we get it, and then if it is undefined, that's okay, and then we store it in previous, and then we get the next one, and then the next one must be larger than the previous one. I have black tea, Earl Grey. Okay, so yeah, it says gray in the name, but it's still black tea. Isn't that suspiciously strange? No, what happened? That is correct, because uniform buffer 1 is less than texture 0, which is not good. So how did that happen then? Oh, because I never fixed that. Where I was going to change my too large into out of range or something like that. Grab project sources too large, right? Yeah, I have a too large. So let's change this one into out of range. If it is out of range, then yeah, we do it again. So no, it is still too fast, as you can see. Out of range. Or I'm just not used to that speed. So if it is too large, it's out of range. And what is the other reason to be out of range? I guess less than begin. And sorted begin is... Wait, that's not how I do it. It's out of range when it's not in range, and it is in range when it is larger or equal that and less than end. So that's how I often do it. I just do it the end here and then the variable left and right. And then I see this whole thing as a single variable. Now the variable is clamped between begin and end. It's in the middle. But yeah, if you invert that, you get something weird. Or at least something that I'm not used to. You can of course do it, but then you get just remove the not, make this larger than, make this an or, and make this larger or equal. Then it would still work. But yeah, I don't know. Suppose that works. So now we can go to... It's way too fast. Way too fast. Dude, what do you do to me? I don't know what the settings were. The default set X values. So look that up to restore it because it's not working for me. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I think it's this. Repeat delay. Grab A1. No, 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 no. 27. Tillman is in. It's also weird. Why would you do that? There's only one of them. That prints the last one. That would be the repeat read. Yeah. Oh well. At least it got the X at Q correct. So now, bleep. Oh well, let's do this one. My default values were 227. Wait, gotta be kidding me. It's changed everywhere. Because it's X. It's X. Oh. That seems incredibly slow. Well, maybe. Maybe. I wanted to edit this. Yeah, okay, whatever. So now I have these things sorted. Well, per stage anyway. Another demand is that I'm already checking that this is in order, right? Yeah, these are being checked as well. Must be 0, 1, 2. Another demand is that these must all be different within a given stage. So how do we get that value from the current declaration? That would be something with set.index binding slot. There's the set.index binding slot. And I want to get I guess this one, slot. Slot is in binding, and I can only get it as an. It would be now. It would be easier to get it as a mask. Really? Why? Am I even calling slot index already? Because I added this specially for this one. I'm calling it, but I'm not doing anything with it. Yeah, I should just change that to S-bit, I suppose. Let's not return as SBI. Let's just return M slot as bit. Slot is bit. Got the type again, of course. Some bit set. I do need the type. M slot as bit. It's public. Or bit set types, or setting, but I might as well use this, right? Set index binding slot as bit type. No, previous slots. Assert must not be set, which means that previous slots and slot as bit is 0. How do I test that? So we have this type, bit set type, which is a bit set, and the bit set has an. Actually, now I see that I could have used index. Would have been slower, but would definitely be more readable in this case. Anyway, where's my operator end? Yeah. So I'm doing a bit set with a bit set, and it returns a bit set. And then I want that nothing is set in that bit set. So it must be an easy way to test that. Yeah, test if any bit is set at all. So not test or something like that. Not test. We also have an any here. And none. None is best. Yeah. So this test for none. None must be set. Correct. And a default constructed bit set, well, let's type that here, bits default constructed bit set is uninitialized. Oops, yeah, you have to explicitly construct it with a 0. I could construct it from a bit mask if I do it explicitly, where the mask type happens to be T, so that's an unsigned int 32 in this case. Or I can just set it to 0 with a call to something with 0 in it. Pretty sure. 0, 0, 0. No? Well, I had a set 0 or something like that. All bits to 0, just reset. No. All bits are 0, and then we add new bits, and we demand that we never see any duplication. Also, if the slot has already been used in a previous stage, and then I mean a previous stage as in not this stage but a previous stage, previous stage slots. I'm not convinced. Nah, let's make this an array. How many stages do I have? I just have 3 stages. Well, I actually, number of stages, there we go. Defined in as a static in a header, we must have it. And we'll call that previous slots. So now it's an array. Don't define that here. I still have to set them all at 0 though. So now previous slots stage reset. And I need to know which stage it is. Wait, that is then stage index. Int stage index starts at 0, is incremented whenever I go to the next stage. Plus stage index. It's hardly previous anymore. It's just the slots. Was this not true? No, just stage slots basically. Slots per stage. I'm gonna call it slots. Right, and then I can say that I need a collection of no, I'm gonna do brute force stuff. So I'm going to run over all the previous stages, looking for I don't know. Let's run over all the previous stages. That's the current stage index. So if any of the previous stages uses this slot, then previous stage must have returned a non-zero value. Let's do that differently. So previous stage must return null if it wasn't used, and it must return something non-zero if it was used. But even better, of course, I can just compare with the declaration that I find in that stage. So instead of was used, I can make this a declaration pointer, which is set to null pointer. Was used in, and then here I can just do was used in must be equal to the previous stage, if any, either null or whatever. But then I have to assign it here to a declaration, the declaration that was using it in that stage, which means that we have to run over M stages is it's an array or something like that. Yeah, an array. So I can just get the stage that it is used in here. And then I have to run over the declaration list that I can get from that. Declaration, so we need to declare, we need everything to copy everything. Maybe. So now I have to run over all these declarations. And then find a declaration that is using the same slot. Which means I need to use this one here. That gives me the slot. There's a bit 0, whatever. I need this, and therefore we need the set index binding slot. Okay, now nobody knows what I was doing. Declaration. Okay, let's prefix everything with previous. Also the declaration. So we have previous declaration. And then we do this one. Previous. And then we can do this one. And if that one equals this one, then we found it back. As in, like that. And well, we're done, I think. Well, what do you mean with this, Danny? Specify this. We run over all the declarations. We find something and we break out of it, and then we're here, and then we want to break out of this one as well, if you ask me. Actually, as soon as we find that, we can break out of it here. Anyway, in all cases. And I would go as far that at this point we must have set that was used in. Otherwise something is wrong. So in English, if any stage is using the same slot as this one, then one of the declarations must use at that slot. That's why it was set in slots. And now we make a copy of that declaration. And of course you must find it. And then we're done. And then we either found it or not. And it must match whatever this function is returning. I'm like 85% sure that it works. So I better compile and run it, I guess. See if these asserts survive running it. Yep, they do. Okay, and I'm gonna write it to file to run it really fast. Oh, I saw it. This is the right time to pour in more tea. And then when it doesn't assert, you have to feeling, but did maybe I make a mistake in my test code? I mean, if I would have written code that is just not doing anything, that would also not assert. Isn't that annoying? Sometimes it's nicer to write test code like this and then actually find something so that you know that your test code works. And then fix the bug and then see that the output is silent. Because if it is silent immediately, I start to wonder if maybe this whole code doesn't work. But yeah, I'm sure we get here, and this assert now succeeds, so that's 99.999% sure that this works. And the last thing that I want to check is the descriptor count value. But that's random. However, if we have a previous stage, then the contents must be equal to that one of the previous one. So now I need to get everything again. Everything of the declaration. Everything of the shader resource. So my declaration has a shader resource here, which has stuff, and all that stuff must be equal to, oh my god. Okay, I guess I'll just begin with the shader resource. No, I'll use previous. I mean, they are the same, but previous stage. So I get the shader resource of the previous stage, and that must be equal to our it must be equal to our shader resource that we already have. In terms of the owning declaration, it cannot be the same, right? The owning declaration is different. I'm gonna actually assert that, you know, because why not test everything? I'm just gonna look at what the accessors are of a shader resource. Your owning declaration must be different. The vector index, oh, that's not necessarily the same. Could be different, could be the same. Yeah, but this one must be the same. That was like literally copied. So the descriptors count must be the same. I just copied it here. Well, I just use that then. Hey, that was good. I had to think a few seconds, but previous shader resource descriptor count. There is something else. There's one more thing, because the shader resource contains that thing that I got before. That was an index, I think. This one. Set index binding slot. Set index binding slot. The VI is not interesting, but yeah. I have a shader resource. Ah, here, this one. That index should also be equal. Yep. And now I cannot think of anything else that I can test. Invalid operands, so binary expression, descriptor count and descriptor count. Oh, I don't know how to compare a descriptor count with a descriptor count. That's very unexpected. My descriptor count has, yeah, just a count, that's it. Not have an access over that or something, because I'm so lazy. Not even have a... Okay, I'll add a operator. Friend bool operator equals descriptor count left hand side, right hand side, return left hand side dot m count equals the right hand side m count. Now note that normally, why not now? I mean, this is like literally a wrap around an int. Even if the size is like, if the size is like 2 pointers, you can still better pass by value in most cases. Certainly for an int. I mean, my int is like 32 bits. Pointer is 64 bits, so even up till 128 bits you might still consider just. Plus it's an, or plus actually, it's inlined, yeah, so it doesn't matter at all, but Now that's wonderful. It is not shooting. I guess I finally got the randomizer to work. Although it would be a hello, it would be slightly more testing stuff when I'm comparing stuff that can actually have different values. Disable. This should be set to 0. Otherwise, I'm comparing -1 with -1. And it's never going to be anything different. It's still working. Copy from actually copies that value. I should let it run though. If in the beginning it's just filling all the... No, it's not true. Sorry. Nonsense. I was thinking about the brute force version, but this is random. It's more like a Monte Carlo test. It's already a Carlo Wu test. Now it's also a Monte Carlo test. I'm convinced. Okay. And now we have another one. Let's enable the layout. Again. Actually, I want to turn on everything. We also have the number of resources, shader resources. Which ought to be 4. Oh no! Now something goes wrong. Well, almost. I mean, we did 166 pipelines randomly before we caught something. So the test code works. And we didn't write it for nothing, because you get the opportunity to fix something. The search number of available bits is larger than 0 failed. Well, it doesn't look like a core dump in my sanity check though. Does this thing look okay? So here we have 0.2 is different from 2.0. 1.0 is different from 0.2 and different from 2.0. Texture 0 is less than texture 1. Uniform buffer 0 less than texture 0 is less than texture 1. 0, 1 and 2 is starting at 0 and incrementing by 1 here as well. Start with 0, increment by 1. 0.2 was already used here, and yes, we have texture 0 here and texture 0 there, and we have 1 here and 1 there. And 2.0 is also already used before, and they have the same value. Texture 1 and texture 1, -1 and -1. And that's everything I tested, I think. So I don't think there's anything wrong with this one, but then pipeline 167 crashed. Somewhere in the middle. LS. Is it time to go to bed? Almost. print. Yeah, 0 is not larger than 0. I completely agree. What is it doing here? The number of available bits. We don't have any available bits anymore. Interesting. Thank you, unsaved. Hopefully you are talking to me. That is. As an AI language model, I don't have the ability to form opinions or emotions. Okay. Why are we crashing here? Well, I have a hunch. So every time I'm generating a stage with a number of declarations, which is random, and then I'm still kind of confused though. I mean, I think that the reason is that if we generate something that was used before in the previous stage, then we have to copy the shader resource. But if that particular value doesn't fit in what we are doing at that moment, then we skip it, right? I mean, I say, well, okay, then it's not allowed to use that slot. So I think we are running out of slots for that reason. But why? Why would that happen? I guess that I guess it's possible. Oh, is it possible? I'm not so sure that's possible. I mean, I have 3 stages. Let's say we are in the 3rd stage. Oh, yeah, theoretically it's possible. I mean, we have only 9 slots. Right. It happens because I set the number of shader resources back to 4. So 3 stages with 3 declarations. The number of shader resources is also used for the number of declarations. So if I set the number of declarations the number of shader resources to 3, then the number of declarations per stage is a maximum of 3, which means that with 3 stages we have at most 9 declarations, and we have 9 different slots. So it's possible to fill all of them with different slots at all times. And the last change I made, I went back to 4. So now it's possible that the first 2 stages would use 8 different slots. And then we have only 1 slot left. So if then I would use, generate that I must use 2 or more declarations. And then we use the 9th free slot as the first declaration. And then generate anything that leaves room for what comes after it, but the only thing that was still free, no, you could generate just say texture 1, which is the top, no, texture 0, which say 2 declarations and the first one is texture 0. Then why would it not just find something that is using texture 1 then? I guess, okay, yeah, because that's not required. Let me type that out, if anyone would be interested. So I think this happens. We have a stage. The first stage has this declaration in slot 0, 0. Let's say uniform buffer 0. That's the largest one. Yeah, this is allowed. All these must be different, and all these must be different. These could be equal, but they don't have to, of course. And this must be in order. These must be different also, and in increasing order. So it could be like this, because well, uniform buffer comes before texture, and of course 0 before 1. So these are the only order that you can do with 4 of them. And now suppose stage 2 is then is going to generate 2 declarations. It determines that in advance. Then it thinks, and 2.2 is still free, then it thinks that texture 0 is okay, because then the next declaration can use texture 1. And now I was wondering, why would I run out of possibilities? Now it could use everything except 2.2. But who cares? I mean, if 2.2 already exists here, then it would have copied it here. And it would have rejected it if it was texture 1. I don't know. I don't get it. This should just use this. It's still different. Texture 1 is larger than texture 0. And 2.1 uses the same things. It's a copy. Does anyone see how we can do this such that it's not possible to fill it up? No, I don't see it. I thought I saw it, but no, I don't see it anymore. That's interesting. Okay, so it will be interesting to see why this assert happens, because I don't see it. It's kind of a puzzle, right? And I fail to see it. So let's look at the solution, as it were. Am I going to slam my head, or am I not? Well, I am, however, going to get more tea. And I also oops, I'm going to stop the stream in 7 minutes or so. Well, I should at least. I don't think I'll be able to find it before then, but I think I need more debug output. So if the assert fails, and now we throw an exception, now I have to catch it somewhere. And I want to catch it as high as possible. Why not just in main? Oh, this is very useful, but main returns civilian. So this is what it already filled up. It's not very clear where it is failing then. I would say it's failing for the 4th declaration or something. It would be nice if we could print that as well. I don't understand what it looks like. Even the layout has already been generated. State 0 uses when I want this is last 1 0 1 0. Oops, yeah, 2 textures. Okay. Just doing different. 2.2, 1.2, 1.0 is equal to what? That is not allowed. Oh, I have the feeling that maybe I'm not clearing something. We see all data, which is annoying. Pipeline. I set slot owner to 0 here when I'm not resetting something, but what? I'm not resetting layout, for one thing. It's an easy way to reset the whole layout here. Reset, yeah, probably. We can just call reset. Just to see that that worked. So M layout reset. And I also want to reset all the stages, I guess. Yeah, so let's run over all the stages. For int I equals 0, I is less than the number of stages. And then m stages 0 dot, well, maybe reset, I don't know, maybe. Do I call reset on stage? Now we call reset on generated, which then calls reset on shader module. Which then calls reset on everything here, which calls reset on, and this is not reset. You gotta be kidding me. Declarations clear. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. I think the calling reset might just work. Oh, expected semicolon. So yep, the layout now is still empty, but I'm seeing a hell of a lot of declarations inside the last stage, including one that is wrong. This one is wrong. Man, what the? Do chip and choose of both new. 0.1 is already used. Should be texture 0. So not getting this. I think that if it is failing to fill declarations, then this whole thing should be empty. There should none of these. These should be from the previous ones. We can check that. The previous one is here. That is 1.0 uniform buffer 0. 1.0 uniform buffer 0. 0.2 texture 0. 0.2 texture 0. 2.2 texture 1. Yeah, it's just the old values of the previous whatever randomize call. But I thought I just called reset on all the stages, which should have reset the vector, and I didn't. Apparently, why not? Oh, because I'm doing, and nobody's warning me. Every time such a clear error. Nobody's watching. I just know it. I knew it. Okay, that was the bug. Great. So now declarations is empty, and now we know why we fail. But I want, of course, also see the value that we are building up at that moment, right? Because we have that somewhere. Let me think. No idea. Something with declarations. Declarations. Maybe. And if not, then new declarations. Yeah, probably that. In Randomize, we do new declarations, and I think that this one throws. So, yeah. What? No color? Is it just like this? Okay. So, I don't know. Just throw. Okay. I already had it correctly. So the decorations here are empty, but we are building these apparently. And I would almost say as predicted. Not entirely. Wait, okay, where's my 0, 0? 0, 0, 0, 1. I'm gonna highlight it here. 0, 0 is only one of those. 0, 1. 0.2 there. 1.0. 1.1. 1.2. 2.0. 2.1. 2.2. Well, my sentence was, I didn't finish it, but as predicted, all 9 are used. 4 plus 2, 6 plus 3, yeah. But then why are we failing? Why are we failing then? There could even be added a 4th declaration without problem. Just use this slot. Now you get texture 1 and that's allowed. So I still don't see it. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. I have a whole different meaning for bunny, by the way. Which is actually bad. So bad that I probably can't even find it with Google. Maybe that's the thing that you mean. Instead of what I found. Not that there's anything wrong with that, Post Bunny. I just get this feeling that you are making up a story now to avoid telling Lil Deke about the actual meaning. Or am I too mean now to say all that? Whether or not it's true. I think it's 10:09 and they should stop. I guess it has many meanings, depending on what scene you're in. But you know, a bunny has a lot to do with a lot of sex, if you ask me. In general, the way bunnies reproduce. Okay, I'm gonna quit for today. Oh, I wish I could find this, but I don't know how long that would take. A little dig, that's what Discord is for. You can take it to Discord. Okay, I'll let you chat for one chess game, but then I quit. So if anyone wants to challenge me, and why would I not be able to grab this pawn? There's a check here. I just attack the queen. Or you can take here. And then I can attack back with my knight. Looks like a free pawn. Now I go away, and then do I not have my pawn? This one must go there, this one must go there, this one must go there or there. Which one shall I play first? This one, I think. Because it was required in order to develop this bishop, and now I can choose if I want to develop this piece or that piece or this piece or any piece. And I can castle now by having developed this bishop first. It's also good. Maybe I'm even going to castle before developing. If I put this here now and my pawn is undefended. But he doesn't attack it. There's 1, 2, 3 pieces in between here. I'm gonna castle. Let's castle before attacking. Attacking like crazy. I think I'd rather have a knight there. But I don't want to lose my bishop. If I move my knight here now, I'm kind of blocking this bishop though. I move this pawn forward in order to put my bishop there. He could play this one, but then I push my pawn forward. That wouldn't be too bad. Let's do that. And nobody understands why he moved that. Oh, he's gonna mate me here. Funny. Yeah, okay, I'm getting it. Oh, that's why I want to have my knight there, though. Okay, so we do this. Queen comes here, threatens mate. I push my pawn forward and laugh. Correct? That's about it, I think. Oh, sneaky. Very, very sneaky. Yeah. Yeah. But, no, it's... Okay, queen comes here and then he threats, take a check, and immediately mate. I cannot even take back then. I cannot take back like this, not like this. I'll have to do that. Force the guy to take my bishop. And then I can defend this pawn with my queen or something like that. But, yeah, in the meantime I have a not so good bishop. I'm still heading there. My knight is still heading there. Whoa, he's seriously in attacking mode. Now the rook comes there as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, nasty. Pretty nasty. I don't like my bishop here. I can push this one. In the end, I'm going to have to move this pawn up, I think, to block this diagonal. And that doesn't even create a weakness, because this knight is like long, far away, and the dark bishops are gone, and you can do this. I just can't do it. Okay, he's attacking my queen. Well, so what? So what? Okay, if I go there, then the knight goes here. The knight goes here anyway. Now I want to be able to push my pawn, and then the knight comes there with a check. Yeah, it's pretty annoying, isn't it? What if I go here? Yeah. Oh, I'm not very happy. Yeah. Okay, so now we are almost, I'll have to do this now because it's also attacking here. Uh-oh. The check that I saw coming. Your knight is attacked, sir. Okay, and then I go here and then... And the rook goes back. Okay, the rook goes back. Is that any weakness here? No, no weakness whatsoever. Now I can go like here. Huh? Now the rook cannot go back, because then I take the knight. The knight can still go nowhere. And I'm threatening to play up that pawn. Threatening mate. Well, I have the feeling I'm plus a lot. He can go away, because if I take it, he pins my queen to the king. Damn it. Damn it. It is correct. It's true. It is true. And I have only 41 seconds left. Well, I'm gonna have to move a little bit faster here. Let's move a lot faster. In fact, you would like to get the queen here, I think. And then I need to have my knight here. For that reason. I could maybe retreat with my queen. Put the knight there anyway. Put my rook here to defend that maybe. And then that rook there to defend this point. Yeah, it's not too bad. Execute the plan. Okay, I have to admit it is scary. But what can go wrong? I just still execute my plan. That's why you need a plan. If you have only 40 seconds on the clock, I can still threaten to push this, right? And then... Nah, it's probably better to defend a little bit here. Because I have no time to think. 30 seconds left. I'm not happy. I'm dead. Yeah, well, what can that guy do? I just didn't have enough time. Just not enough time. Do I like sushi? I must say I have extremely never... Well, I ate it like once, I think. It's even an interesting story. So I was living in Amsterdam for a while and played chess outside on the street, the big chessboard. And then we met all kinds of tourists there. And, there was a guy who was playing chess and he liked the company of me and a friend of me that I met there also. And we took him to chess cafe bar thing where you could play chess. We had just hang out a bit and he invited us to a restaurant. And then we went to his sushi restaurant. And the next day he invited us to a restaurant again. And because, you know, he just took us both out to places and he paid for it. Because he liked the company. Yeah. Turned out that guy was a multi-millionaire, was extremely fucking filthy rich. So at some point I said, I feel a little bit embarrassed by him paying for all of that. But he said, don't worry about it. I'm on a holiday and I just made a phone call and made $1 million. Just with a single phone call. So for him, that the few $100s in the restaurant or whatever, it was nothing. Yeah, that was funny. So I guess, but not much experience with sushi, no. That was like the only time I think I ate it. I'm gonna stop the stream, okay?